So we had another hard frost last night. We've been having them pretty consistently. You can see even my parsley is looking pretty wilted. And I have a few carrots left back here. So I'm gonna pull my leeks today and deal with them. And then probably this afternoon I'll pull my carrots. And we'll start dealing with those. So this is all the leeks I have left. It was one bed, but I've just been picking at it. So it's time to actually pull the rest of these and preserve them. There's my leek harvest. I did intend on cleaning them up outside, taking off the tops and taking the roots off, but my hands are freezing. Good thing I cleared my table of laundry this morning. So some of them are decent size. Some of them are a bit thin. This one's real little. I don't worry too much about it. I grow about a packet of seeds of leeks a year. I start them around end of January, beginning of February inside and plant them out usually first week of April. And what grows, what goes. This isn't sustaining our family, but it is nice to have. And leeks are pretty pricey when you go to the store. So it's nice to have a different sort of item that we don't have to buy. All right, let's get them cleaned up. I'm actually just gonna head up to the grocery store and do my weekly grocery shop. And then I'll come home and start getting these prepped. All right, so I just did a quick initial clean. Just sat down, had a cup of coffee. This is all the ends. Sorry, I'm also eating a piece of chicken. I just went and got groceries as well. This is all the ends. I'll throw these right in the compost or just on top of bed for mulch. So out of all those leeks, this is the usable part. I did give these a wash, but leeks are notorious for collecting dirt. Think of how they grow up. Look at all those little spots for dirt to accumulate. So I will chop all these up, probably about 1/2 inch, just circles, and I will soak them in this pan in water. All right, so there's everything, just a rough chop. Some of these I probably should have pulled a couple weeks ago, especially some of the larger ones. There's some, the skin's starting to get a little tough. So I'm gonna soak these all, and then after I have some lunch, I'm gonna do a canned soup. So I've made my lunch and I'm going to get canning. What I'm gonna can is a leek and potato soup. Then I'm going to make a leek and potato soup on the stovetop to have for my lunches for the next few days. So this is my station. There's my leeks all soaking, garlic, onion, potato. These are just in cold water so they don't get brown. And I made up a canister of veggie stock. I just used like the powdered cubes. I just made veggie stock and canned it, but I literally just did that a few days ago. And I have these veggie cubes that I bought from Gateway. They were 47 cents for 6. So I'd like to use them up. Everything else here is grown in my front yard. So my jars are warming in my new canner. I'm trying my coffee creamer. It's okay. I guess it's worth $3. It's definitely not worth $9. This is potatoes. I'm gonna do a shepherd's pie for supper with our leftover venison from last night. And then I'm gonna get a pot here going to start making a stovetop leek and potato soup. All right, let's start going. So in here I have 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm just gonna add 600 grams of leeks and about 3 cloves of garlic. And leeks don't take as long to saute as onions do. That's why I threw the garlic in at the same time. Just probably 3 to 5 minutes until they start to wilt. My leeks have cooked down quite a bit. There's some juice coming out of them. They're much more vibrant green. These are 2 bay leaves. I got a package of bay leaves last week. And I just went out to the garden and grabbed a couple sprigs of thyme. This is 900 grams of potato. Once again, just from the cold room from our potatoes we grew this year. And I'm gonna add about 1.5 liters of water just to cover. I'm gonna add these 2 vegetable bouillon cubes in first. And then water to cover, stick on the lid, and let it simmer till the potatoes are soft. My soup on and simmering, and my jars are now hot, so they are ready to be filled. Comes up on it, fill jars. I love this, my new gadget. So it's a cup of potatoes, a cup of leeks, a 1/4 cup of onion, and a teaspoon of garlic in each jar. And then we top with our hot vegetable broth. So I just filled the broth to the 1H headspace. It's funny how the potatoes are sinking to the bottom. The onions and leeks on top. I'm just gonna put them in the pressure canner. They're gonna can for 40 minutes. I don't have to adjust for altitude here. The pressure canner does it all because it's electric. But if I did, I'm like at 34 meters above sea level. My soup hasn't even come to a boil yet. It's probably been, what, 14 minutes since I put that on. My mashed potatoes are ready to mash. I have got a couple onions left over. I'm gonna throw those in my shepherd's pie. I'm gonna make a gravy with this leftover broth I have done up. And then this is my remaining leeks. There's probably, what, 2 to 3 pounds there. So I'm going to freeze those on trays. I'm about an hour from when I started in the kitchen. So my dishes are done, and I have a little space there for the kids' lunch dishes when they get home in half an hour or so. My canner is on vent. The next stop is to put on the regulator. Oh, it's right here. I actually noticed when I had the jars in to heat up that I'd left the regulator on. So I just popped it off probably 10 seconds after I stopped videoing. Almost on my second cup of coffee. These are my leeks to be frozen. So I really love these fish tubs. I use them a lot. I got them from a local restaurant that was selling them as actually her daughter was selling them as a fundraiser. So she was selling them for 3 for $1. So I think I bought something like 40 of them. I use them for plant trays as well, but I keep a couple of them clean and I use them. If you freeze flat like this, then you can just scrape the bottom. And when you put them in a freezer bag, you can still get out a handful of leeks if they don't all freeze in a big clump. I just fished out my bay leaf and my thyme. My soup is done. So, potatoes are nice and soft. I'm gonna blend it, but my blender is very cracked, so I'm letting it cool down quite a bit because otherwise it's gonna crack even more. I put it all taped up. This is our supper for tonight. Shepherd's pie, so I just made a quick gravy with the leftover veggie stock and onions. I had ground venison from my husband. So we had that last night with fries and broccoli and stuff. So now tonight we're gonna have it as a shepherd's pie, and I'll probably just have some frozen corn with this as well. All right, so coming along, and now I get to take a quick little break before the kids come home. And when they come home, the soup should be cooled off enough that I can blend it. Oh, and I can throw these leeks in the freezer. I'll do that right now. So here is the potato leek soup all blended up, and it's a gorgeous consistency. Now you can add cream to this, or Greek yogurt, sour cream even. You could add some chives. You could add bacon bits, which is probably how I'll serve it tomorrow night for supper. And it's just a really lovely, comforting soup. Right, well, it's 4 o'clock now. My canner just finished cooling down, so I just pulled out my 5 quarts or liters of potato leek soup. All my dishes are done up, including the after school dishes. These leeks are now frozen, and because we froze them flat on those trays, you can grab as much or as little as you like. As I do soups all winter, I usually just go down and I'll grab, you know, a cup or 2 to beef out my soups. This is a soup we made to eat tomorrow night. We've already had a couple servings, and tomorrow night I'll probably cook off some bacon to have with it. And then because I was already in the kitchen, I just made a shepherd's pie for supper tonight. So that's 3 different ways to preserve leeks for the winter ahead.